I'm 100% done with Crip Mac. I don't want nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Dude got out dissing everybody, dissing all these hoods. I don't live like that. You ain't never see me on no platform dissing nobody, homie. I'm not with none of that. I stopped doing that a long time ago, bro. That's cool. Dude on there, I thought he would like, got rehabilitated. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? He on the same little shit, but that's cool. Do you. I don't want no parts of that. I ain't got nothing to do with dude. Nothing with his page. I unfollow his pages. I don't want nothing to do with none of that. I'm straight. I'm going to see y'all soon.
No other Instagram but that on neighborhood Crip. Custer Lovejoy and his friends is all a scam. My own hood. Y'all Mac in with Instagram at 55th Street _ and get all fair citizens. I take all things fair. I play ball, get cracking fair. And I do all citizens fair. Let's do shit fair. Fair. On hood. Fair is the word. Y'all learn to spell that motherfucker. F-A-I-R. On hood. Fair. Can we say fair? Fair, 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 fair. On hood.
This message is to Crip Mac, or whatever he call himself these days, right? You know, you got on there and dissed a whole bunch of hoods, you feel me? Like niggas is busters, you know. You gotta stand on that, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But that's on them. You wanna call me a buster and all that, you gonna have to stand on that too, bro. So, you know, it's cool. We're gonna holler.
From a strategic standpoint, I honestly think 600 distancing himself from Crip Mac right now is one of the smartest moves he could possibly make, especially when you look at how optics, liability, and brand adjacency work in real time. Not just in the streets, but in the content space too. Because whether people want to acknowledge it or not, once you've built any type of public-facing platform, any direct contact, collaboration, or visible alliance with someone who is displaying reckless behavior can easily turn into a guilty by association scenario. And that doesn't just affect your reputation socially, it affects your monetization opportunities, partnerships, business relationships, and even how law enforcement may choose to perceive or categorize your movements moving forward. Now, when Crip Mac first came home, the expectation from supporters, including people like yourself who've openly advocated for him, was that there would be some visible behavioral pivot. Usually when someone is released after doing significant time, the public looks for markers of growth, discipline, emotional regulation, accountability, or even just a noticeable shift in decision-making patterns. But instead of demonstrating any type of maturation, what we've seen so far is someone continuing to antagonize situations online, dissing neighborhoods, escalating tensions verbally, and almost leaning back into the exact same energy that placed him in custody in the first place. And that becomes alarming because it raises a deeper psychological question. Is this simply a lack of guidance, or is it something more complex like institutionalization? When someone has spent extended time incarcerated, the structure of prison life can become normalized to the point where freedom feels chaotic or overwhelming. In some cases, individuals subconsciously sabotage their opportunities on the outside because they're more mentally adjusted to the predictability of confinement than the responsibilities of autonomy. That's why having the right people in your corner matters, not just yes men or enablers, but individuals who can hold you accountable, seem to encourage healthier coping mechanisms, and possibly even advocate for professional support if it's needed, whether that's counseling, mentorship, or medical intervention. Because one wrong step, especially with someone who already has a documented history, can send them right back into the system. And unfortunately, sometimes those consequences aren't temporary. We're talking about life-altering sentences that don't just impact the individual, but their family structure as well. Crip Mac had a daughter while he was incarcerated and didn't even get the opportunity to witness her birth due to decisions that he himself made. That's a moment that can never be reclaimed, a foundational bonding experience that shapes not only the parent-child relationship, but also the emotional development of the child as they grow. And when a father is absent because of repeated cycles of incarceration, it doesn't just stop with one generation. Patterns of instability, trauma, and maladaptive behavior often replicate themselves, unless there's a conscious effort to break that chain. So if he doesn't do better for the culture, for his supporters, or even for his own personal legacy, the bare minimum responsibility would be to do better for his child, to provide a model of growth, accountability, and presence that disrupts the cycle instead of reinforcing it. Because if that example isn't set now, what you end up with is generational repetition. The same mistakes, the same environments, the same outcomes playing out over and over again. And for someone like 600, aligning too closely with that trajectory, especially while it's being broadcast publicly through live streams and social media, could jeopardize everything he's trying to build. Sometimes loyalty isn't about standing next to someone while they self-destruct. Sometimes it's about creating distance until they've demonstrated a genuine commitment to change. As someone who once counted himself among Crip Mac's strongest supporters, it's completely reasonable to expect improvement. Support doesn't mean blind acceptance. Advocacy doesn't mean enabling. And accountability is often the very thing that determines whether someone evolves or ends up right back where they started.